Hi, my beautiful friends. I hope you all are doing great. It's me, Nikki, here, continuing our house to home series in my subscriber's home. And I'm headed to her house now. We're going to be we're still in the kitchen, and we're going to be tackling the pantry. So, what I want to do at the start when I reach her home is I want to share with you the final cabinets in the kitchen because you have not seen that. And so she had a few cabinets that she actually organized herself. We talked it through, and she sent me pictures, so she did a wonderful job. So I'm going to take you through to share with you those last little cabinets in the kitchen. And then today we're going to move into the pantry. And I'm excited about the pantry because this is such a struggle space for so many families, because it is that communal space that when it gets out of control, it is a stressor. It takes your money because you have food in there that, because you can't see it, it gets expired, or you buy duplicates, which cause the pantry to get even more overwhelmed. Family doesn't put things back the way they should put it, so then it gets crazy. So having a system in your pantry that works for you is so very important. So I'm so excited to be able to work with my subscriber friend in her pantry today to help her build that system. Now, I will say her and her husband have been doing a lot of work. I gave them kind of a homework assignment that they worked on over the weekend. And one was for her to take everything out and start sorting and going through, categorizing everything and getting rid of expired things and all of the things, right? Then for him, her husband, I recommended that they just give the pantry a refresh by painting the upper. They have open shelving, and you'll see it in a second, but they have open shelving, and they painted it several years ago when they moved in the house. And so I thought, you know what, this is the perfect opportunity to give it a refresh. And so I recommended all white at the top, because their bottom cabinets in the pantry, which by the way they installed when they bought the home, are in a beautiful, vibrant, beautiful blue color. And so I thought that that would just be a nice pairing to have the crisp white up top and keep the blue at the bottom. And then she has gold hardware. So now, before we go and head over to her house, I do want to say, for anyone who is new, welcome. And if you're not a part of the At Home with Nikki family, I would love for you to click that subscribe button along with the bell so that you receive notifications every time I post a video. Let's head over to Miss Beautiful subscriber friend's house. Okay, so let me start by showing you a little bit of the before. And this was kind of the first day that I came to her house. And so her kitchen was one where it was a lot of drop zones. She really hadn't set her organization. You know, things were a little bit of, everywhere. It just was about having something in a cabinet, more so than having a true system and having a home for things that really made sense in how she moves around and functions in her kitchen. There were a tremendous amount of drop zones, like cabinets that were just filled with a lot of random things, and it didn't really kind of make sense with what was in the cabinet, where the cabinet was located. And so all of her prime real estate areas were really underutilized, and they weren't just really set up in the way that she functions. And so it was about really just doing a complete reorganization, and she has been amazing. She has been a rock star with her. I give her these little homework assignments, and she's been just doing so great. And now she's so highly motivated. She moved her coffee station over here because as she's working in her kitchen and doing her little mini wins, she is seeing things that she really wants to, change and tweak to fit how she works in the kitchen. She's minimized her countertops. There's no clutter on the countertops now. It's just beautiful. She's gotten a few things that are new that she really felt like she needed. And then now when you open her cabinets, whether you live in this house or not, you understand the purpose. You can go get a pan. She has what she needs and not in excess. There's not bags in here. There's not appliances and different things that don't relate to what this cabinet's purpose is now. And she does have things she's still working on, like she's gonna still work on this as a part of her homework too, the seasonings cabinet. And so when all that's done, I'll try to get some footage to share with you, the complete finished look. But under here, this is their to-go cabinet. And again, I encourage you to name your cabinets, like this is the to-go cabinet, and then the family starts relating to that. okay, it's in the to-go cabinet. And this is where all of their bottles are, one for the lunch bags. And by putting them in the baskets, it gives her and the family limitations. They know they're not going to have more lunch bags that can fit in that basket or more cups that can fit in that basket. And so everything now is coming together. Now her paper plates, she did say that she now figures out she wants to move them over, since she moved her coffee bar over here and put her coffee cups here. And so it's just so beautiful to witness her light being turned on in her kitchen now. Like, she really just loves her kitchen now, and she's just inspired by it, and she's having fun with it, and she's doing a beautiful job. And it's so nice to witness and to be a part of this process. And so this is right here where the coffee bar used to be, and now you see she has little boards up there, and it's just such a beautiful spot. And then now she can see what she wants to kind of tweak. Now this is one of her drawers she's still working on. She's decided she's going to put her tea and coffee in this one, and that will be good to go. But look how much just simpler it is. Everything is categorized. It just functions for her now. The family is so happy now. They play their little jazz music in the kitchen, and it's just perfection. It's beautiful. And so I am so excited for her and so proud of her. She really has just knocked it out the park, really knocked it out the park. And so now I want to move into the pantry, and I want to show you a little bit before of the pantry and then dive into that. So she has a really nice sized pantry, but like the kitchen, it became a drop zone. They would go to Costco, they go to the grocery store, and everything gets thrown on the counter. There's not really a system. She started out trying to create categories. I think it's been a couple years ago, she had bought the baskets, and so she had those tools, and she tried to kind of categorize a little bit, but it didn't stick and it didn't work. And that's because it was just, sometimes we can think more about the beautification of the pantry before we really get hardcore into how we need to function in here and really setting the organization. So what I did was I tasked her with actually kind of pulling a store together, getting all of her empty canisters, all of the tools, the baskets and things, putting them in one category, and then during the week taking everything out and categorizing it by like items. You see she has her canned goods here, and then have snacks, and then look through those categories and then get rid of anything that's expired. All of the seasonings are going in the kitchen, as you saw before, because that's where it makes sense, by her stove. Why walk around to the pantry when you need seasonings? That's not the best use of how she uses her kitchen. And so now this is the empty pantry, and I recommended that they painted the upper cabinets white, and I thought that would give it a really crisp look. Along with, I was encouraging her to not only have this as her pantry, but also for her entertaining pieces, because that was taking up some of the space in the kitchen too, and it just made more sense to just really maximize this space because she had the space. And they painted it a Swiss coffee, which I love their choice in color. It was really just beautiful. It's a nice soft white, and so she made that decision, and I love it. I also asked her to pull all her entertaining kind of pieces so that I could then help kind of arrange them. She did purchase the canisters. Excuse me. She did purchase the canisters, and so the white 3 canisters you see in the back, and I'll show you what she uses for those. But she had the baskets, that was huge. It was just now about resetting so that it would actually work for them, and really, really setting the organization this time so that it doesn't just kind of be just baskets kind of thrown on the shelf and just tossing in. And so placement is important, placing the entertainment pieces and the canisters so that everybody's a family. You don't want to just have one shelf that has all the canisters, or one shelf that has all. You want it to flow, and it feels like it's just one unit, one family unit. The pantry's one family unit, and the family may consist of canisters and entertaining pieces or food. Another thing, getting rid of the boxes, because the boxes, what they do is they suck up space and they make it difficult to get to the food items. You have to dig in the box to get it. It's bulky. They're not the same size, and it just really takes away from the function of a pantry. So that's why it's important to really have set systems, whether you're decanting, whether you have the baskets, it's just important to have homes for things. Like, when we go in our home, we like having a bed to sleep in. So think about your things. They like having their bed bed to sleep in. And so that may be a basket or a bowl or a bin. Also, her mom loves fruit, so I knew I wanted to put her big fruit basket right there on the counter so that she could just come in and ease of use. Also, the dry goods, the rice, they like to cook a lot of rice and things like that. Having those on the counter so they're not having to lift down the heavy you see on the counter there, easy to get to. So thinking of what you use most and where should it be positioned is all key when it comes to the placement of the pantry. And so that's what I was looking at when I was trying to implement the location of things in here. And also when it comes to canisters, like you see the 3 white canisters there, it's about categorizing like items together. Like, you know, I have all the food in the baskets are all categorized. Her, you know, right here she ordered some more canisters that you'll see in the end that are coming for her dry goods because she likes cooking a lot of different dry goods. Also in the dish here, I actually put the onions, even though that's one of her kind of serving bowls. It was perfect for the onions. It's easy to reach and get an onion, and it just was perfect for using it as an organizer for her onions. So it just worked. And so thinking about, you know, those things that you have, how can I make them feel like a family, give me function, and look absolutely beautiful? So, and I think that the mission is accomplished, you know, even having it so that it's engaging, you know, as far as the canisters. These are 3 beautiful canisters, but they're very intentional. She likes cooking. She's a good cook. She cooks like different corn. So she has different types of dried corn and cornmeal. And so that's what that section is. And then she has a section for her pasta. And so by grouping them together and all like items together, it's easy when you walk in here to get to what you need. Now the cabinets below, they are what we call for her store because they love going to Costco. They love those big box stores. And so this gives them a place when they go to Costco, get everything out the boxes, get them on a shelf. And I like using the grocery store method. Now we are getting an organizer for the canned goods down below to use that, maximize that vertical real estate. So I'll show you that later. But now down below the cabinets really serve as their grocery store. So that's where they go to replenish and to grab the kind of large stock items. And so again, it functions beautifully for them. And so it really was a great way to really maximize this just nice space because her pantry is really a nice size, and so they have truly been loving it, and it has been just doing so great for them. So I hope you have enjoyed to see this week's House to Home series. I have more to come. We are moving through her house, and so we're now out of the kitchen and now we're moving to other rooms, so I'll be excited to bring that to you next week and maybe even this week. We'll see. Have a beautiful day, my friends. I will see you at the next video, and this is Nikki saying goodbye.